Good morning, everyone. I'm actually really excited to be here because this is my alma mater. I graduated from George Mason Law School in 2001. My class was probably one of the first classes to actually be in this building. When we started off in the old, I think they've actually knocked that building down since then, but it was like an old hex building and it had an escalator and everything. But at any rate, it's really good to be back here. I'm very happy to speak on this topic. So I graduated from here in 2001, and I went into my law career not too long after that. One of the professors who spoke indicated that, when she was young, her mom put a relaxer in her hair. Similar situation for myself. I had a relaxer before I had a choice. Okay. When I was here in George Mason, I had my first daughter. And then as I was walking out the door of George Mason Law School, I was pregnant with my second daughter. And I had already made up in my mind that I was not going to relax their hair, even though my hair was actually still relaxed. And part of it was, I wanted my daughters to have that choice, to be able to decide what to do with their hair. I didn't have that choice. And even though I wanted to go natural, I actually waited a while to do it. Because of that perception of being professional in the legal world. I wrote down some notes listening to our other speakers. So Mr. Umar Kankaya talked about being your authentic self and allowing that to break down barriers. That is so poignant because for me, I will tell you my own personal journey. Again, wanting to have gone natural, but kind of being afraid to do so. When I started the journey to wanting to become a judge, I said, I'm not going to go natural till after I become a judge. Like, they are not going to put me on the bench with my natural hair. And I really and truly I was very serious about that. So I was kind of waiting it out. Okay, when is this going to happen? This is going to happen. And eventually I said to my husband, I said, you know what? I actually can't worry about that. Like, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start transitioning my hair. And I started transitioning. It's probably been at this point, it's probably been about 5 or 6 years since I started my transition. And lo and behold, once I became my authentic self, right, everything started falling into place. So I would certainly encourage everyone, it's really a different culture. I mean, I graduated in 2001. That actually wasn't that long ago. That was 21 years ago. My daughter will be 21 tomorrow, the one who I was pregnant with when I left law school. It's not that long ago, but these issues still exist, but not as much. So, and I know there's a question and answer, so I'm not gonna take over. But one of the greatest things that I experienced was coming to Alexandria, watching one of my mentors at his investiture onto the federal district court bench. And one of his colleagues was a Black female judge who literally had an afro that was like this big. And I just sat there in awe. Now, at this point, I don't even remember if I had taken my seat out as a judge yet. I may have, but actually, yeah, I think I had already taken my seat, but I was like really new, maybe within 4 or 5 months. I was in awe of this woman. She was beautiful. She was authentic. And I had never seen a judge with an afro. In 2019, I think was the year. When I had my own investiture, I asked my daughters, I was like, oh, how should I wear my hair? How should I wear my hair? They were like, oh, straighten it. And I'm like, no, I don't want to straighten my hair. Like, the whole reason for me transitioning to natural hair is because I want to wear my hair the way it comes out of my head naturally. And I don't want to fall back into that realm like Ms. Boyce just talked about with regards to taking the picture, right, the natural hair so that you look more, corporate or whatever. Nope, I didn't want to do that. So when I had my investiture, my hair was actually out and curly, and I had even stuck a couple of rhinestone hairpins in my hair. So when they took the picture for the local newspaper, I have red rhinestone pins sticking out of my hair. But I just, again, you know, we've definitely shifted in terms of our self-image. I encourage you all to continue doing that. Never feel like you have to be put into a box because of who we are naturally. We are beautiful the way God made us, and you know, we will be accepted. Policing each other, we do that. We are our hardest critics. Never have I had anyone outside of our race say anything about, you know, hair or appearance or whatever. It's always us. So on that, Ms. Matt, happy to answer any questions.
Do we have any audience questions to start off with?
Yes, sir.
Hi, my name is Michael. Howard's Law.
Hi, Michael.
Could you talk a little bit more about the process of kind of being a judge? How long did that take? Difficult.
I sure can. So in Virginia, judges are appointed by the General Assembly. And the way that it works as a practical matter is your local delegation. So I'm in Prince William County. So the local Prince William delegation, the senators and the delegates there, you know, they're the ones who choose who the candidate is going to be for a particular opening. And then that, you know, once they make that decision, then it goes before the Courts of Justice Committee, and then it goes before the entire General Assembly for vote. My personal journey is, I can tell you exactly when I started the journey. Started the journey in January 2012. Okay, that was the very first time that I decided to put my name in for an opening in Prince William County. And I think at that time it was actually Judicial District Court. So I put my name in. I did not get the appointment. And truth be told, most times, most folks don't get it the first time. But once you know, kind of put your name out there now, it's like, you know, all eyes are on me, and now everybody's looking, and you know, oh, is she really going to be a good judge, etc. I didn't get the seat, but I actually got a substitute judge position. So one of the judges that they did choose to sit in the seat was a substitute judge. And once he was elevated to the bench as a full-time judge, his seat as a substitute judge was open, and I was able to get that opening. And for the next 7 years, I was a substitute judge. I would, you know, routinely put my name in when additional openings came about. But everything happens according to God's plan and then God's time. So it was a perfect storm for me when it happened, because in 2019, which is the year of my appointment, that was also the year that my youngest child was graduating from high school. And so, you know, if any of you in here are parents, you already understand just kind of what the demands are of being a parent and then a working parent. My children were involved in sports. They were involved in all kinds of extracurricular activities. So as a practical matter, it would have been kind of difficult to be a judge and then also be juggling those things. So it all worked out. She was graduating in June. I took the bench July 1, and it's been great. But it was a journey, and it's scary. You know, it's very scary because you are literally putting yourself out there on a pedestal, and everyone is now looking at you. Everything you do, you're constantly being evaluated. But never, you know, never let fear take over. That's my job.
Any more questions?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
So, hi, I'm Sabrina Peralta. I'm a 2L here at the law school. Thank you for being here. And I was just curious about your experience as a Black woman judge, like how, I guess, the treatment that you've received from other judges, like if you've gotten the same level of respect, and just what positive and negatives there have been?
So, again, you know, for me, I've been a judge now for 3 years. I will say that, I actually haven't had any, negative experiences. My bench is 5 of us, who are judges, so just so you understand kind of the makeup of Prince William County, the first, Black judge to be appointed in Prince William County was a female judge by the name of Janice Wellington. And she served in the Juvenile and Domestic Relations District Court for 30 years before she retired last, I think it was 20, she might have retired in 2020, actually, in 2020, but she was there for 30 years. I can literally count all the minority judges that we've had, because it hasn't been that many. But after her, then we had a Black male judge. And then one of my predecessors was a Black female judge on the General District Court in Prince William County. And she is now sitting in the Circuit Court of Prince William County as the first Black female judge there. I now have another colleague. So my bench is 5 judges, 2 of us are female, and one of the male judges is a Black male judge, and he's the first Black male judge to sit on that bench. But it's a very, very, very supportive environment. I haven't had any issues. I'm currently the chief judge. I'm the first female chief judge. Well, no, that might not be true. There might have been one female chief judge before me, but I'm definitely the first chief judge of color, and definitely the first Black chief judge of color. And I haven't had very many issues at all. So yeah, that now I can tell you, I do know of other judges in different jurisdictions that have had different experiences. So it definitely depends on who you are.
Right, so thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you for having me. All right, so next. Oh, sorry. Can you, the person? All right, yeah, did someone, mysterious iPhone person, do you have a question?
Yes. My name is Tony Fasciolo. Good morning, Your Honor. I've been in before you, Your Honor, if you remember who I am. But my question was, as a sitting judge, you see many different people, other attorneys in front of you, Black female attorneys. Have you noticed or seen, as far as natural hair wearing attorneys in your courtroom? You talked earlier about how it's like the ideas around it, it's not as much as it was before. And if you could also speak to your experience in private practice before becoming a judge, your experiences then, and any observations you had about, female attorneys that you see, what their thought process, do you see it more natural hair wearing attorneys before you? That's just my general questions. And it's nice to see you. Thank you.
You